the party president, Honorable Pio Tikunduandua, Honorable Party Leader, Honorable Professor Biman Prasad, the leader of the People's Alliance Party, Mr. Sitiveni Rambuka, fellow party members, fellow Fijians. A lot has changed since we last met for an annual convention. Our economy is on the slow road to recovery after it was hit by the worst pandemic in a century. We have lost some dear and close friends, and I'd like to give a special mention of our party leaders, our party elders, stalwarts and members who are no longer here with us. May their souls rest in peace. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I will resist the temptation to turn this valuable opportunity into a rant against the Fijifirst party. Instead, allow me to begin by asking this party, as John Kennedy said, to dedicate every effort of our minds and spirits to lead this party to victory and this nation to greatness. I believe there is nothing greater or more noble a political party can do than to dedicate itself to making this country that we love and live to serve. The truth is, the way to root out darkness is not to complain about the dark. It is to hold up a torch. This is what I intend to do here today. Holding up a torch means making tough decisions. It means doing things that are sometimes unpopular. It means sticking by your principles when all around us people are trading theirs. This party was the first to fight for a common vote for all. We were the first party to recognize that division doesn't empower one group of people over another, it weakens us all. We committed ourselves to the provision of social services to ensure that all our people have equal access to opportunities. We began the process that would eventually lead to the University of the South Pacific, the National Provident Fund, and eventually the independence of our island nation. When our country needed a new constitution, we recognized that a new future for this country means accepting that we do have differences, but not letting them divide us. This is how the 1997 Constitution was born. What I have listed are the achievements of our forefathers and our foremothers, the accolades to a different generation. The question, therefore, dear friends, for this generation of the National Federation Party is, how shall we hold up this torch that we have been passed? How shall the generations of the future speak of us? What shall be NFP's vision for 2022? So permit me a few minutes to speak about this vision. A vision of a kind of country we want to build and what kind of future we want to give to our children. A vision of unity, a vision of hope, a vision of moving onward together. This, I believe, should be at the front and center of this campaign. Moving forward is not about one group of people or one section of society who have all the money, all the capital, and all the opportunity. It's about all of us. Because prosperity or unprecedented economic growth is useless if only a few of us get to enjoy it. I am glad that we have announced a working partnership with the People's Alliance Party a few days ago. Now the challenge is for all of us to put in the work, the commitment and the effort to ensure that the partnership works for the betterment of our people. Let me get back to vision. I believe that dealing with the challenges affecting our nation can be made better if we start focusing on two priorities: education and health. Let me say those two again: education and health. As I said in Parliament last week, free education does not mean quality education. We envision an education system that is focused on quality, transparency, partnership, and independence. For far too long, the state has taken its payment of school grants as a license to tell school management what to do. It has ridden roughshod over the many decades of tradition that our schools have developed, and thus has severed the community spirit on which many schools were built. But let me be perfectly clear. Governments can determine the structure of education, but they can't determine its soul. It's for parents to use their power to insist on the best. It's for teachers and heads to provide it. And it's for the ministry to be rigorous in monitoring the results. Asking too little of our children is just doing them an injustice. It's jeopardizing our national future. Government does not know everything, and it shouldn't. So too with education. Education is done best when we let the experts, the teachers, do their jobs without politicians in their big air-conditioned offices constantly interfering with the process of teaching and learning without consultation or consensus. We have seen some change in the school curriculum, but none of these have been in a manner that allows a smooth transition in the classroom. We need to prepare our children for a changing environment. New developments in technology allow us to be truly citizens of the world. And we need to ensure that our children are not only ready to compete in that brave new world, but to excel in it as well. We need civics and climate science to be staples in the education system, introduced in stages and with full consultation of those, who are going to implement it, the teachers. Proper civics education will ensure that our students learn from and understand our past, while introductory lessons in climate science will help our children prepare for the future in a changing climate. As I said before in Parliament last week, a lot of us don't have enough money to go overseas when we need quality health care. I have heard too many times stories of families losing their loved ones to totally preventable diseases because they could not afford better health care. So what is wrong? Nurses and doctors can only do what they can with the resources that are available to them. This is not their fault. The fault lies solely at the feet of an indifferent administration that cares more about good public relations than it does about good service delivery. We need a total revamp of oversight in our health system. There needs to be someone watching if things are being done wrong, if the floors are not scrubbed, if the sheets are not changed, and of course, if the doors are not fixed. We need to know that there is enough medicine, if the mortuaries are in working order, and if there are enough beds for the sick. These are simple things, things that have been ignored for far too long, things that can be solved with good administration and proper oversight. And that is what we intend to implement, and with the partnership of health workers and health professionals. To conclude today, dear friends, let me leave a parting note on why it is so important to participate in elections, whether you want to be a candidate or a voter. It is because the choice in this election is not between two political parties or between two competing views of the world. It is between a new direction or more of the same. It is between agreement or arrogance. It is between freedom or fear. It is between inspiration or ignorance. The choice that we make will determine our future for generations to come. Make sure you make the right one. Onward together. God bless Fiji. Vinaka.